Party people in the place to be. Live from 58 Dream Street. We're James with Games. Happy Sunday, folks. Here we are. It is, what is it? Session 10, episode 10 of our Ultima Underworld 2, important distinction, Labyrinth of Worlds playthrough. And I'm pretty excited for this one. It's going to be a short one, and I know I say that a lot, and then don't actually do anything that seems short at all. But this one is almost certainly going to be pretty short relative to my normal playtime. There's a lot going on, and it was a long week. And it's my night to cook. So there's a bunch of factors here. But nonetheless, we're going to play. I'm excited for this one because last week was a momentous session. Firing it up. All right, here we go. Running the game. Allocating the old EMS. And eventually, the DOS box will do something with that EMS. Oh, the volume. There we go. That should be a little more reasonable. The balance. Your mom, welcome! Happy Sunday. Yeah, last week was great because first, I had the kind of, moderately embarrassing revelation that I had unlocked 2 more faces of the gem at some point. Quite possibly back when I used those 2 gems on the big gem and was like, all it did was stabilize 2 of the faces, really? Quite possibly at the same time I had opened up 2 new ones and just didn't notice. Because they are the blinking ones, right? British! Welcome! I'm guessing that you meant that that's a typo. You meant to say James the Stranger. Which I suppose is what I am to the people of the worlds other than Britannia. Because the Avatar was originally the Stranger. Oh, okay. It's still a typo because you missed the R. But yes. I getcha. And here is Cedric. Welcome. Alright. Sweet. I was about to say the gang's all here, which is not quite an accurate description of the 3 of you being present, but I'm glad the 3 of you are here. And I am looking forward to whatever I can cram in today. First item on the agenda. Exactly, British. So I overinterpreted the typo, because the first time you missed the R key, maybe you got a sticky R on your keyboard or something. Because it said James the Stange the first time. Which I got Stranger on the brain because I was playing Chants of Sinara the last few weeks. So I overinterpreted 7 skill points, holy smokes. I honestly thought I had like 1 or 2. Wow. Okay. So, first order of business. We gotta see if does anyone care here that we had a profound and moving experience with the Talorids in the dimension of Talorus last time? Quite possibly not. But we ought to tell Miranda about it. And then I gotta figure out how to spend 7 skill points. I'm thinking get better at fighting and get better at being a tinker. Specifically both a little bit of repairing. Alright, good work, Miranda. But excuse me, I must go. I have nothing to say to you in particular. And then I've got to... Yeah, so then... Well, let's both... Yeah, honestly. And the same to thee, dear guard. It's definitely the kind of story. Alright, so check it out. There were these, they looked like bacteria, but made out of energy. And Miranda's like, well, hold on, back up. What's bacteria and what's energy? you're like, all right, so I was like, you talk. Anyway, so they were actually like, even though they looked like bacteria, they were more like software programs running in a big computer. Avatar, if you could. But oh my goodness, it was a very the Talorus segment was very reminiscent to me of Doctor Who, because it was not hard sci-fi by any means, and like really good Doctor Who, I mean. But it was like, you drop into a place, it's defined. Oh, hold on a second. I think Danielle has arrived home and is calling me. I'll be right back, gang. That just asked me to shut the door, which is fair. Although now, of course, Abra is just staring at that door thinking, what? What? Are you confining me in here? This place that I would have happily stayed? Okay. Yeah, but it reminded me a lot of Doctor Who, like a really good Doctor Who, in the sense of like dropping into a scenario, strange, very unusual world, some colorful characters. You gradually unspool. There's like some, it is sci-fi, but it's not hard sci-fi, but there's enough of the sci-fi there to give us what we need for the story. And then you peel back layers and it's actually a pretty compelling story. Leading up to like some of the most, like there was one line from one of those Talorids, the historian. He said, I'm probably not quoting this exactly, but after I promised that I would try to stop the Guardian, he's like, please do your best, Avatar. My people are like, this world was once one filled with laughter and love and joy, 3 emotions. And then he says, I do not know what these things are, but I would have my people experience them again. And I thought that, oh man, it hit me real good. And I know it's a pretty good line beyond just like resonating with me in that moment, because I made Danielle listen to me recount the entire Talorus story just so I could get her to that line. And while Danielle will always very patiently listen to me if I'm going to break down something that I just did in the game, it is always very patient, right? You know what I mean? This was the thing where when I got to the end, she was like, oh wow. That's, like, I could tell she was kind of like, wow, that's really touching. And then shortly after that, Lauren came over, and here's the real kicker, which is that the 3 of us were hanging out, and I was like, all right, so, Lauren, I have to tell you a story that I just told Danielle like a half an hour ago. And Lauren made a joke to the effect of like, I'm obviously the real audience you should have had for this, and now poor Danielle has to hear it twice. And Danielle was like, no, this is good. This is good. And then like Lauren was also just like, oh, the historian, she wanted to give him a hug. A hug. Historian doesn't have a gender, because the Guardian took all the genders away, or the sexual divisions away from the Talorids. Anyway, it was powerful stuff. We saved them all. It was great. Anything new to say about thy experiences in the castle there, Julia? Yeah, I think it was Faradun. And there are good reasons to suspect Faradun. Not the least being that he's a real jerk and we don't like him. What else dost thou know? Patterson, I think, is probably not the traitor, but who knows? He's not a strong-willed fellow. And now, there's more that we must speak of, Julia, because I have need of your prowess as an artisan. I'm going to take one more repairing lesson. At this point, the repairing lessons are as much about just saving us all time while I reload over and over again. Because I'm getting up there. I got to try now to fix that helmet I found so I can stop wearing a leather cap. See if I can start fixing plate. It's pretty exciting. And then, yeah, please do teach me more. Teach me about lockpicking. She teaches me? Would I like to learn more? No, thank thee. I'll speak to thee later then, Julia. Excellent. Okay. I'm still gonna see, like, let's find Elo. And see if maybe Elo's in his quarters or in the throne room or something. I don't think I saw him in the front hall. Oh. Abra went back to sleep. She's made her peace with the fact that there's a somewhat closed door. Ooh, did I? That's actually a good question, Spade. I don't think I have any more black rocks to talk to Nistel about. But I should check. And so I will. Wait a minute, why is there blood splattered in the throne room around this bread? That's a miss. Well, the only way to find out is to talk to people and see if they'll bring it up. If they'll explain it. Dupre! Hey, buddy. Okay. Dupre has no concerns. I'll try. Maybe Jeffrey will be like, Avatar, thou's been another murder. He's working on his mace and his axe. I learned Cyber Angel dropped me a very helpful pointer, which is that if you're specializing in a weapon, which I absolutely am, I'm a cudgel guy, I'm a clubbing dude, training and fighting is a waste. Because fighting just gives 50% effect to all weapon skills, as opposed to 100% effect if you actually train the weapon skill. Teach me the mace. And no thank you. No thank thee for now. I shall see thee later, my friend. Okay. Gotta find Jeffrey anyway, because I ought to get better at defending myself. I assume I'm spending 1 skill point per training still. Yes. Haha. We be clubbing. Where am I? I mean, now I'm just back to the scene of the first murder. Or, I guess the only murder I've been told about so far. Lady Tori. But that one's not important. Hey, wait a minute. I never noticed this before. It's the cover of Ultima 6, isn't it? Heavily digitized, I think. Hey, Patterson. Avatar, what a surprise! A real treat. Yeah. Oh, you know, what the heck. Let's get some charisma training. Surely I'll help thee. Not for nothing I serve as mayor of Britannia's largest town. I shall give thee a few pointers about dealing with people, but it'll take some time. Hast thou a moment to spare? Ah, what the heck. Why not? Great. No thanks. Another time. Not sure I need that or ever shall. Speak to thee again later. Always a pleasure, James. Yeah, thanks, Patterson. And it's not for nothing that he was the mayor of Britannia, but it's also not necessarily due to his charisma. Or the mayor of Britain. You can't be the mayor of Britannia. It's a country. Alright. Well, Jeffrey... Oh, that's Dupre's room. I don't think Elo's going to have any commentary on the Talorids or the new bloodstains. But who knows? If I find him, I'll ask. Is that our boy right there, or is that Dupre? No, it's just Dupre. Just a guard. But Jeffrey, for all that he's associated with the virtue of valor, also shows the virtue of humility, because despite being the captain of the guard, he just dresses the exact same as all the other guards. So you gotta check. There's Julia, just trampling this garden. And I mean, you might as well. The garden is going to have some real problems anyway. Friendly guard. Gonna have some real problems anyway on account of the sun isn't shining. Friendly guard. Perhaps Jeffrey's in the mess hall. Avatar, I fear I might have been sleepwalking and nose bleeding profusely again. Okay. Tell me they didn't kill our boy Jeffrey. He could plausibly have come around this way. Or maybe Syria can train me in defense. I ought to get better at defense. Defense is the fine art of not being killed. Ah, that's a guard. What's thou train me, Master Syria? Just kidding. Nothing, thank thee. If I ever did play this game a second time in my life, I'm not sure I would. Not because I don't like it, but just because there's a lot of video games to be played. And I've also already got a lot of video games that I do play fairly frequently. Okay, hold on. What's the other inert black rock gem situation? Have I found another one? I got the amethyst rod. So that's another thing we got to do today. I also have this tuning fork device that might, if I can find it again, might be a cool lockpicking thing. Or it might just be nothing. Black pearl. A cool black rock gem. Okay. Awesome. Hey, Nistel. What brings thee to see me, Avatar? Well, I have a gem for thee to treat. May I examine it? Yes, you may. Certainly. Does the gesture, he gives it back. Try this now then. Hast thou any others thou'dst have me treat? Well, I didn't remember having this one, so before I say no, Nistel, I'll have to take a look. No, that's the dread spider egg. Nay. Well, I shall speak to thee later then, Nistel. Thanks for talking. And for heating up the gem or whatever it is you did. I'll leave this door open, Nistel, so you can get some air circulation. It's not wholesome, Nistel, to spend all your time in an unventilated room. Now, where am I? Where am I going? Oh yeah, back to the main area. Has Jeffrey showed up? I swear, if they killed Jeffrey. If they have, someone should tell me. I'm having trouble. Wait, if I can't find ELO and I can't find Jeffrey and I haven't seen good old Lord British. Wait, 2 guards here. No. Waffle syrup! Hey! I won't lie. I had a feeling we might. I was thinking we might not see you again for another week or so. Okay, no, just Lord British, just hanging out by himself. Lord British, do you have any concerns about the blood splatters all around your throne room? No. Your pardon, sir, I must leave thee. What is going on? Where are my trusty companions? Oh ho! It's what I like to hear. Well, good. I'm glad you're stopping by. I hope that I don't cause you... Hey, Elo, this is my room, buddy. No, don't move the coins. Talk to Elo. There we go. Hopefully you don't get motion sickness in the brief time you're here while I'm running around the hallways. No, Elo has nothing to say about the... Alright, there's a bloody mess in the throne room, but it's just there. It is what it is. If someone was worried about it, they'd bring it up to me. I have enough on my plate as the Avatar. Okay, well, I think I am going to want another round of mace training. And then, see thee later, my friend. You get back to drinking heavily, I assume. I think I've mentally abandoned the idea of exploring the magic system anymore. Because the act of preparing the spells is such a pain. I got my one spell, and I never want to move anything on in that tray again. Patterson. Hold on, have I talked to Fairduin and said, like, are you the murderer? Hey, Fairduin. Yes, James. What may I do for thee? I think the worst thing the reports ever do to me is when, and this is not an uncommon quirk of engineering students with their writing. Some engineering students insist on doing their even long form documents with, wait, who's this? Who's this guy? Oh yeah, it's Nelson. Got nothing to say to Nelson right now. Doing the whole thing in justified text, and it comes from a place of being like, everything needs to line up, right? But the human eye wants that ragged edge on the right side of the text, so that when you're reading a large block of text, you can keep track of where you are in the block of text based on the line length. So it's not so easy to read long form documents in justified text. So that's the one they get me with all the time. Into the dark. Okay. I don't know. Maybe Jeffrey has been murdered. That would be kind of strange. Mainly because nobody seems to care or notice. But alright. I will save the skill points then, because I do want to learn defense. So my last order of business here is first, verify which of the broken up pieces of better armor am I carrying. I think it might be none. Figure that out. And then, let's see if we can repair some of them now that I'm a slightly better tinker. I've got the helmet and the plate leggings. I don't know what happened here, but I did I did too many new things this turn. I shouldn't have done it. I wore myself out. But two specific new things that I did this year, both about information literacy, because I thought now in the era of ChatGPT, we should be doing this even better. We should be going deeper. First, I did a whole unit about ChatGPT and what it can and can't do, which included emphasizing quite clearly that it cannot do your research for you. It is not a research tool. And so far, and I'm still waiting for the results from all the markers, but it sounds like so far there hasn't been a single case of a report with a fake source. So the ChatGPT stuff, at least so far, seems to have really got through and prevented, like last year, it was just, I caught a lot of people citing sources that did not exist, unbeknownst to them, because they thought that ChatGPT could do the research for them. But then what I also did was I did a whole extra, like I did a full lecture on how to use sources properly, which included like, here's how to paraphrase properly, here's when you are not paraphrasing, but are in fact just changing a couple of words in something that, changing a couple of words in something that another person wrote, which is not the same as putting their ideas in your language. Just like swapping in some synonyms, changing the order of the two clauses in the sentence. That's not paraphrasing. That's just cheating. And that had the opposite effect. I have so much academic integrity paperwork to file about people just, paraphrasing, but actually just stealing. And then also I saw the same. I talked a lot about how you don't just cite, even if it's a single source for the whole passage, you don't just cite it at the end. I cite it through the whole thing. And I've seen more of that. So, and attendance was really good. So I don't know. I don't know how to explain it because I can't say, well, they weren't listening to me because some of the things that I did seem to have had a positive impact. But then things that should have helped, the results are actually worse so far. Hey, can you teach me to protect myself better, Jeffrey? Come, let us spar. It teaches me how to better defend myself against a variety of weapons. Shall we go another round? No, thank thee. No, thank thee. Alright, that's all good. Now, I do still have one skill point. Oh, screw it. I love being a tinker. I don't care if it's really bad, like optimization of my level ups. I'm going to get even better at repairing, and hopefully I'll be wearing plate mail leggings and a proper helmet when we get back to adventure. We have 2 revisitings that must be done. Julia had made her way out here, hadn't she? Oh, yeah, there she is. Just standing in the weird blank space because they didn't want to make a throne asset, even though there are multiple throne rooms in this game. And just staring at the wall like a weirdo. Hey, Julia, I've need of thy prowess as an artisan, because I just love mending. I love it. No, thank thee. I shall speak to thee later then, Julia. Alright. So I have to go back to Altara, because I've got the Amethyst Rod and the Dread Spider Eggshell. Why? Why is there so much blood here and no one cares? Maybe it might be a thing where, like, the graphical asset of the next murder loads after something, but the characters knowing the murder happened won't happen until I've completed the second Altara quest or something. Could be a flag thing. Now that I think about it, that might have been why it originally didn't seem like anything happened with those 2 Blackrock gems, and then much later I realized, oh hey, bunch of things I could have done here. Wait, going the wrong way. Alright. Down to the oh dear. Down to the anvil in the basement. See if I can tinker my way into some better armor. I'm also just better at defending myself in general. And from there, we're going to go back to Altara, but I also got to go back to Talorus because, well, this occurred to me when I was, I think I'm being called to. 1 second. Hang tight, gang. I'll be right back with you. She's setting up a new laptop, so she needed the Wi-Fi password. And now she's got it. Okay, here we are. Yeah, I gotta go back to Talorus first. I'm lucky that I had a very busy week and only got around to putting the last week's video up on YouTube today. Because first, as I was doing that, I thought... First thing I was thinking was, why didn't I go around and talk to them just to see if they have like fun dialogue now that I've saved them? And then I realized, very, very specifically, I should go back and speak to the Futurian, right? Like, there might be important things that the knower of the future can tell me now that I've helped them out. Okay. Can't just hold down backspace. Okay. Well, first, a merely serviceable mace. Let's see. It's still going to be hard. And now it's worn. And now it's even worse. Okay. Damn you, Julia. How much training do I need to get from you? Yikes. Incredible. Okay, you know what? It's serviceable. Forget it. But, rest of my stuff. Excellent shirt. Excellent leggings. Excellent boots. Excellent buckler. Okay, let's see if I can fix any of this gear I'm lugging around. If I can find it, which I'm sure I will eventually. I accept now. I'm no longer deluding myself into thinking, because I'm probably more than halfway through the game now. I am not going to organize my inventory. No effect. No effect usually leads up to destroyed. But yeah. No, don't save. Ooh, that was scary. That was dangerous. Destroyed the helmet. What about the leggings? Possible. Partially repaired. Now they're badly worn. No effect. No effect. So this one's going to be destroy, right? No effect, destroy. No? No. Still badly worn, but oh, we're on the path. Oops. I'll take a shot at the mace. Damaged. Oh dear. Okay. No effect. And fully repair. No, but partially. Now they're just worn. We're coming up in the world. Within the next several hours, I bet they'll be serviceable. Oh. Partially repaired the mace. Banking that. And destroy. I don't care. When I go back into that Labyrinth of Worlds, I'm going back with some serviceable, if not excellent, plate leggings. Partially repaired. Partially repaired. They're still worn, but they can't be that worn at this point. Well, you know what? This is actually less painful than my previous repair work. Having more successes and fewer catastrophic failures. Looking real serviceable. Yeah, definitely got to find out if that Futurian can tell me anything. And then it seems like damaged. We're back to worn. I'm not going back. I won't go back. Although I have accepted, like I said, that I'm never going to arrange this inventory. What I actually feel very confident in promising is that by next weekend I will have figured out how we're going to switch the sound emulation and find out what what all this Roland type is about. I would have done it today, but I didn't have. I couldn't. Too much. But while December is certainly a busy month, got to finalize those grades. The absence of classes that I need to teach, and just that's really it. Really does just make things a lot easier. A lot easier. Okay. Well, just take my pants off right here, chuck them in the corner. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright. Well, this encourages me to try a little more on both the mace and the helmet. Just a little though. Okay, fine. I give up on the mace for now. I surrender. What about this helmet? I look like a goof walking around in a leather helmet. Partially repaired. Yes, my hope is I can revisit those two places and then at least get started in a new place before, among other things, I am just so hungry that I absolutely have to go. Because there's I'm not hungry right now. I had a light lunch right before I got started here, but it's my night to cook, and so there's that threshold of there's an amount of hunger you can be experiencing, and you can go cook to have food for when you're hungry, and then there's a level of hunger where the thought of cooking becomes okay, fine, no helmet. Becomes ever more objectionable. You're just not willing to do it. Wait a minute. 1 second. I'm wearing chain boots. But are these boots here? Those aren't even boots. That's my old chain shirt. Or an old chain shirt. Oops. I bet I've missed wherever the armory key was. Actually, why would I not try to pick the lock now? Try it with one of my lock picks, and then I'll try it with my weird tuning fork thing. Broke the pick. Okay. What if... Okay. No. It's not a lock-picking device. It's a key. Interesting. In a way, like if I actually did manage to pick my way into the armory and it was just filled with, I just found like an excellent mace, it would be painful. Oh, this thing happened again. Who keeps doing this? Fine. We'll go the other way. I guess I can finish killing all those dread spiders on the way down. Okay. I was very, very satisfied with the conclusion of Chants of Sonara yesterday. That was a very cool game that built to a lovely climax and resolution. Can I fight the geezers yet? I'll put that off a little longer. You don't want it, bats, I promise. Just stay away from me with your sonar chirping. For all that, like, some of the keyboard controls are counterintuitive here, especially, you know, if you've played any first-person shooter, you're expecting WASD to just be your basic movement, and instead, S is not go backwards, S is walk forwards, and then W is run forwards. But a lot of these controls are really pretty intuitive. I find like using, you look up with one and you look down with, no, sorry, look up with 3, look down with 1, and then return to level with 2. And that's actually conveniently placed vis-a-vis the movement keys. It's not bad. Okay. Out of here, southwards, and then into goblin territory. Hey, pal. Alright. Taking the long way, but we're almost back to the gem. And again, we can stop off and slug some spiders. Here we go. Now I know they're going to be upset to see me now. Because not only have I stolen their... Even with the... I mean, honestly, these are pretty dangerous, enormous and highly poisonous spiders to just have lurking around in the sewers, not that far below the city of Britain and Castle British. There's something to be said for getting these things out of here. And if we pick up a little experience on the way, well, that's the virtue of self-improvement. The gargoyles at least would appreciate that. There ought to be a gargoyle. You know, like up in the... Ha! I'm too good at defending myself now. They're not even getting me poisoned. Did I even take a hit? Maybe a small one, but... Oh, there's one, and I'm poisoned. Fine. Shouldn't have talked all that trash. But you're on red already, buddy. Remember when I used to struggle to beat one of those? I am badly poisoned, which isn't great, but I'm also pretty healthy, so I'll recover in time. Great. Okay. Back to Altara first. To advance the, plot line of working with Altara to defeat the Guardian. Oh, hey. Just a hostile wolf spider. Interesting. Anyway, wolf spiders are less fearsome than dread spiders. So I'm fine. I'm gonna be just fine. Alright. Wait a minute. Stop wasting oil. I think the whole wolf part of the name just comes from the brown color. And that they're hairy. So otherwise, I'm not seeing wolf. Looks like any other giant spider to me. Okay, before I head back, go to my favorite fishing hole. This particular drain in the sewer. That fish is great. So is that one. And I'm full. Excellent. You do not want to go delving in the Labyrinth of Worlds on an empty stomach. I'm already down to mildly poisoned, on the way to being barely poisoned. I'm going to defer using my fancy new gem just yet. This one is ice, right? I think this is Killorn Keep. Heck yeah. Hey folks. Hello. Don't mind me. It's true, I killed that guy. It was messy, but you all know he started, so. Excuse me, giant psychic cat. Altara, how's it going? Hey. How may I help thee, Avatar? I've collected the components of the staff. Excellent. And now if thou wouldst hand them to me. She holds out her hand. Well, here's the egg shell. Wait. There we go. I assume that eggshell is the equivalent here of egg. And not that I mean, if it's not, I can go back and find the one that was just an egg. And then, of course, because I've totally broken down here, I don't have a quest item bag anymore. Gotta go digging for the amethyst rod, but I got it. Here they are. Okay. I don't have them. Never mind. Is there an egg and not just an egg shell? I don't know. Okay. Remind me, Altara. She's not going to remind me, is she? No. Enough scholarship for now. No, I don't need training. Okay. I have the components of the staff. I'm just kidding. Was there a third thing? Did I write it in my notes? Right. What a silly thing for her to have done. But yes, that rings a bell. What was it though? Does anyone remember? I was successful at this last week when I needed to. Looking up the transcript without spoiling myself. I'll take a journey back in time. Killer and keep. Find Altara. Wait, I know what to... I'll look for the word. Oh, it's the black pearl she gave me? Okay, thank you, Spade. Not sure why you didn't just hang on to this, Altara. But check it out. I have collected the components of the staff. Eggshell, amethyst, and if you'll excuse me while I rummage through these several knapsacks that I've strapped awkwardly to my body. Here they are. Thank thee. She reads a prepared scroll over the three objects, and they flow and fuse together in a way that your eye cannot follow. Even my trained tinker's eye? When it is finished, a new object is formed. Now, listen carefully. I have sensed that the Guardian has cast a powerful spell over your world. Is this not the case? Yeah, it is. That's accurate. I'm pretty sure I told you that. But sure, you sensed it. Very impressive. When the Guardian cast his spell, he opened cracks between the worlds. Cracks that led to the sites of similar spells on other worlds. These are his places of power. His lines of energy are strung thus in a web throughout the multiverse. This staff can cut those lines. And what must I do with it? On each world. I was saying I thought there'd probably be a quest that sent me back to every world. On each world you must find his place of power. Some vile sorcerous engine, or a ruin blighted by his magic, and touch the staff to the earth. It cannot cancel the magic, his magic, but it can prevent him from drawing energy from a plane and using that energy to power his spell. And how am I going to find those places? On each world, thou shalt find some who know its past, its story. They shall tell thee of the Guardian's work there, where his power on that world lies. Thou mayst judge for yourself what sort of guardian he is. As we've already discussed, Altara, I know that the Guardian sucks. But okay, I shall do it. Excellent. At last I have an ally of courage. And good looks. I'll put it here. What's this? Oh, alright, my warm Blackrock gem. Well, that's item number 3 on our to-do list. We've checked off number 1. I bet that the Guardian's place of power here is behind that one guard that I gotta fight. But who knows? I'll worry about that at a later point. For now, hello lurkers, don't mind me. I know you always do, but you don't need to. So this blinking one I believe is Talorids. Sure is. Alright. The poison sure did its work on me, but I'm going to survive. Okay, so... Well, I want to talk to the historian and the Futurian now. So I'll head north. Boing. Ah, right. Run across it when you want to do a low, long jump. Oof. Hopefully these walls are kind of spongy and absorb some of the impact when you go smashing into them like that. Race down this hallway. Not coincidentally, what's his name? Warren Spector, obviously worked with Origin at this time. But yeah, this was the best part of the game. I thought this was what I did last week, Officer. It's a real It's like a little Doctor Who episode. With our friends, the Talorids. Futurian. The Talorid emits a euphonious hum. I am Avatar. You gotta declare your function code to the Talorids. I knew you would come to speak with me again. Yeah, hey, the new Dr. Snore has been created. You have done well. Great changes lie ahead for Talorus. What holds the future for Talorus? There is much conflict ahead. A complex, tangled clash of conflicting goals and ideas. It will take a long time to resolve. And beyond that, well, perhaps some things are too far in the future to focus on. But you're the future. Okay. Farewell, Futurian. Okay, no. No thing where he, gives me some more insight into this vision of a friend sacrificing themselves. Which I'm pretty sure is foreshadowing. Because the Ultima... I've only played the games from Ultima 4 on thus far, but those are the only ones, as I understand it, with plots. Historian. And thus did Avatar, the strange creature from another world, set Talorus on the path to liberation. Yeah, but, okay. Okay. This is also a very small place, so in theory it should be pretty easy to figure out where the Guardians, where he did something bad. I mean, we know, his main thing was, here, at the Blee Scup Chamber. I can check that out. Also, obviously, on the lower level was where the regular Dr. Snore was, producing the corrupted little blob guys whose names I can't remember. I don't know. Hey, brand new Blee Scup Dr. Snore. I am Avatar. You are very busy. Okay. Wait, why are you so busy? Right, I've talked to him about this. Okay, I'll leave you to your work now. So much to do. Where to begin? Where to begin? You'll figure it out, buddy. As for myself, I'll put a pin in this for now. It's like I said, I don't have a ton of time today. So rather than wandering around trying to figure out a thing that I can come back and wander around and try to figure out later, something that might even be easier to figure out once I've, done it in one place, I'll just get back down to business. Well, survived the poisoning. Mostly. Certainly took some internal damage. That didn't do what I wanted it to, but that's okay. I can see a way back. Wait, hold on. Vors, come on. This is over. The Dr. Snore downstairs did not think to set these guys back to not automatically killing me on sight. Fortunately, even when I was swarmed by 20 of them at once, they're not much. And yet I remember them being worth a surprising amount of experience. Well, they did 8 hit points of damage to me. That's respectable. They gave it their all. Can't take that away from them. Okay, fine. You fool. You're forcing me to kill you. Pop. I'm going the right way, yes. Back to the start. We'll break the Guardian's magic generator or whatever. Oh no. Ooh. I'd heard about the patch. I did not know that much about it. I mean, I'm still... Oh no. I'm having trouble escaping. There we go. Okay. Now, don't make me do it to you, bats. Ooh. When I finally get to play the game, I will not be able to play it on honor mode the first time. Mainly, like, I can't do, not trying Iron Man the first time in a game that long. But when I do play it, and especially if I play it here at some point in the future, I will try to do the honor part of accepting the consequences of all of my choices. Alright, it solidifies the Talorus one, but did it also open up another one? That one was already blinking on and off. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talking about it being really challenging, and I've suspected that... So, yeah, I have opened a new one, and this time I know it. But I'm curious about this one that I already had. But also, oughtn't I... let me go to Kilorn Keep, where I can sleep on the floor and no one will bother me. Is that even true? Have I tried sleeping on the floor and hoping no one bothers me? Yeah, they don't mind. They're cool with it. I've suspected that having played a lot of Divinity Original Sin, and also being pretty up on how D&D works, will work together well because... Yeah, exactly. And I think that Divinity Original Sin is hard on the level of it's all based around the elemental interactions, and so both the game is not, especially the first one, does not hold your hand. Like the earliest fights once you're out of the tutorial area are all like gonna kill you if you try to take them on just one-on-one, like hand-to-hand. You need to master the elemental interactions, and then later you will constantly, oops, I've blown myself up. Very fair, your mom. I think I like the idea of not letting you save scum through the decisions, and just say, hey, make a decision, and then keep playing. I don't know about playing any game that long on permadeath mode. Okay. Holy smokes. You've played 52 of the 55 D&D games? Or you've acquired 52 of the 55 D&D games? Okay. I was going to say, wow. You should be better. Oh wow, I'm reading these totally wrong. Which ones are you skipping? If I may ask. Okay, yeah. Here's the one. Oh hey. It's significantly less exciting than Talorus. At least at first glance. Ah. So probably also not going to play a ton of like original Neverwinter Nights. How did he know there was a secret door there? I'm just that good, baby. That's like a hack and slash kind of game, isn't it? Dark Alliance. Yeah, makes sense. Very fair. Okay. Oh my. Well, we're in a place. It's visually boring. Oh, but there's a door and a map case. That must have been a very interesting experience, Cedric. I don't even quite understand. I know I've read about it, but I don't know that I remember. Like how do you play online like Gold Box? I guess it's just turn-based, but like, okay. Instructions to students. Anyone caught cheating on the exam will be ensorcelled and expelled. Ooh, wow. So is it like a single character game? It's fascinating. I gotta read more about that. Okay, so we're in like Hogwarts here. So just, nobody deny the reality of biological sex while we're here. All items are property of the Academy. Please leave them for the next student. This is partially a test in the judicious use of mana. You will not be allowed to regain mana after the first section. Oh wow. That's interesting. So then otherwise you gotta find other players and party up? I mean, that makes sense. I could see that being fun, although one also suspects the communication part might be tricky. Okay, so some kind of school, some kind of test, lateral reasoning. The writing reads, mages found cheating on the exam will be subject to suspension, expulsion, or polymorph. Alright, this won't be my first time trying to take an exam that I'm probably not capable of doing, that I'm not prepared for at all, that I haven't studied for. I was talking to my students about this memory of my undergraduate years where I was taking intermediate ancient Greek, which happened to have a course code, I learned later, that was one number away, and it was a visually similar number. Like it was a 1-3 or a 6-9 deal, I can't remember. But almost the exact same number, but not quite, as a different classics course. And that other classics course... Oh, someone... I should look and see if there's someone who wants to talk to me. Before I dive in. Oh, and there's books. Mage's Digest. No, I definitely haven't spoken to anybody here. I was thinking that... Aha! Excuse me, sir. Before you stands a young but weary mage. Yeah. Kind of wish it would. If that face had been an option, I would have picked him for my avatar. So anyway, yeah. Another course had a very similar course code. That other course had an exam scheduled during final exam period. I came into the last day of class. And my buddy in that class, who I called, in my mind, I didn't call him this to his face, Nervous Mike. Because his name was Mike. And he was always just like a lot of nervous energy pouring off of old Nervous Mike. And he said to me, you feel like you're ready for the exam? And I was like, I'll start studying for that soon. I try not to over-prepare, thinking that the exam was a week and a half away. And he went like, the exam is right now. And I did not know that. And I had to borrow the professor's ancient Greek lexicon because I hadn't even brought my lexicon with me to the ancient Greek class, thinking it was just a wrap-up lecture. She did not look impressed with me at all. I did okay. But yeah. A young but weary mage. As you approach, his expression shows a small amount of surprise and a large amount of relief. At last! I suppose thou art a professor? I certainly are not a student just like that. You know then that the signal button does not work? I am neither a professor nor a student. I'm an instructor. No, I am James the Avatar. The mage pauses and gives you a sly look. Clearly he finds your claim suspect. It's easy to do sly looks with a mustache. Of course thou art. My name is Elster, class of 607, or I would have been had I passed the exam. What exam? Are you telling me there's an exam today? Why, the final examination of the Scintillus Academy of Magic. Oh, thank you, Elster. You gave me exactly what I needed to create a new sheet in my notes spreadsheet. I shall name it Scintillus. Yeah. Oh man, of all the times a year, it was just like, as I've mentioned, kind of my biggest busiest week of the year last week, and then I come into the weekend, and I got a backlog of papers, so I've been doing some work through the weekend, and then I remember today that I agreed to do a seminar at a graduate class at a different institution tomorrow. Fortunately, the guy who's bringing me in is himself a ball of chaos. And I don't think he was like, oh, don't worry about prepping or anything. Okay, sure. I haven't conducted a graduate seminar since I was in graduate school. Over a decade ago, but okay. So tell me more, Elster. 'Tis a test full of unspeakable dangers, or so I've heard. Students who complete 9 years of study at the academy are... He's definitely a grad student. He's a PhD student. Given the option to take the final exam. Of those who so choose, some pass and are awarded the degrees as full mages, and the less fortunate are mailed home to their families in large envelopes. So the ensorcelled part before expelled is turned into a letter-sized piece of paper? Actually, I guess it wouldn't be letter-sized if it's a large envelope. So, have you taken the exam? No, I have not. I'm exercising my option to defer the exam to a later date. And why? He looks around quickly before answering. But because I do not believe I would survive. The final exam is a series of mazes, death traps, which is claimed even some of the best students. And to be honest, I'm not one of the best students. And how long's that been here? I've been waiting in this blasted waiting room for 63 years now. That button on the wall is supposed to summon a faculty member, but it is obviously broken. I'm troubled that no one has come to check on me. I I fear that some disaster may have befallen the academy up there on the surface. Is there not any way out of here? Are you telling me it's not possible for us to look outside? The only way out is to take the exam. I know that someday I should stake the plunge, but the thought fills me with such dread that for now I'm content to stay and wait to be rescued. He is a coward, but that's harsh. No, you know what? It's not harsh. You gotta, what are you doing with yourself? You're a coward, Elster. 63 years is too long to wait. Thou art correct. 60 years, and I have not been able to summon the courage to step through that door. Let's just try the exam yourself, James. Surely thou art a braver soul than I. Yeah, yes, definitely. That's definitely true, Ulster. You get no argument from me there. Whoops. That cheese just been sitting here for 63 years, buddy. His story raises more questions than it answers. 63 years. How's your mustache stay so brown? Where are you going to the bathroom? Why haven't you eaten any of your cheese? Recycle now. A fish is the current selection. 3 gold pieces. That's some kind of weird puzzle, I guess. Well, I mean, the worst thing that can happen is that I get horribly killed in a death trap. Let's go. Good job. Shigeru Miyamoto once said that a great idea is an idea that solves more than one, or a true idea or something like that, is an idea that solves more than one problem at once. And by that token, Cedric, that's definitely a great joke. An open gold coffer. Okay. And there's a door. And a door. And a door. This place is called Lateral Thinking. Now it's playing the zany music of Talorus. Okay, well, step 1. Move the coffer. No? Nothing? Is there anything in the coffer? It is empty. Okay. Quite possible I need to use that for something, but what? Locked. Not, that surprised to find that it. Locked. Locked. Alright. Imagine if you went in to write an exam and then they put this on, piped it through the loudspeakers. Try throwing the coffer around a bit. Okay. Could holding the empty gold coffer, or the open gold coffer, allow me to, I don't know, can I walk through a wall with it? No. Okay. pressure plate. Boom. Alright. We're cooking. You know what? It's worth the oil to make it just even a little bit brighter in here. There's a switch. But what else is there around here? A teleporter. Section 2. Okay. Equilibrium and non-local causality. Can I go back? Yes. So then the question becomes, for example, does this switch change something? I think I want it back in its original position at first. Okay, so they're just queuing up whatever springs to mind for this place. I will ask the proctors that later if I ever find them. So we got ice here. Alright, that didn't work great. And yet, there's somewhere I can swim to. Can I do the gimmick where by jumping... Now, this ice doesn't seem like I'm ever gonna get my feet pounded all the way into it. Alright, what was all that stuff? Slightly worn wand? Yeah, it came to a stop. And now I'm walking on the ice. And I bounced off the wall and now I'm swimming again. Okay. Huh. If I don't get going too fast, I actually have a reasonable amount of control over my footsteps, it seems. But to what end? Well... can't think of a good reason not to take the wand. I'll leave the bone. So this is the part that would appear to be the hardest to navigate. So I'll proceed on the assumption that going down here is advancing somehow. We're just gliding. Here's more stuff, and also some ground that we can stand still on, but if I actually just loop back around, no. This is a new place. Okay. Just put an L for locked. Non-local causality. Friggin' switch? Is it that friggin' switch? Well, also there's a much quicker way to find out. Whee! Bonk. Oh, right, but the critical flaw in my plan there. Once you gain all that momentum, what's your plan for slowing down, Avatar? Here we go. Oh no. That's alright. I got it under control. I've got the equilibrium part. I don't know why, but I've pulled that off. Have I successfully interpreted non-local causality? We'll find out together. 5 or 6 minutes. Of course, there's a very good chance it's not open, and then I'm frustrated. Hey, what do you know? It's not open, and I'm frustrated. Okay, that's alright. Because the next step is to fall down. So they just turn the sound system on, throw the disc changer on random, and just annoy the hell out of their students the whole time they're trying to write this exam. Survive this exam. Okay. Oh dear. Picking up. Speed. Ah, but there's another safe spot. Ha! My equilibrium trick worked. What's this? Oh. Well. They never sent this guy home to his parents. I don't need a broadsword, I'm a mace man. Sorry dude, I did not mean to throw your skull, but I did need to get it out of the way. Might as well stock up on loser wands. Put this shield up there. And this is brown potion. Put it in my potion bag of potions that I will probably still have in my possession when the game ends. Is this a golden bone? No. Oh man, sorry. Oh, you know what? Oh no. If they'd slid, it would have been a burial at sea. I push the button. Do we have non-local causality now? Boing. Well, into the drink first. Okay. Uh-oh. At a certain amount of momentum, you get no control anymore at all. It's okay. It's okay. I'll figure it out. There we go. Locked in. I'm not sure if this is a feature or a bug, but if it's a bug, it's still a feature to me. Because this would be maddening if I had to actually figure out the pinball physics without being able to clearly see the angled walls once they're more than like 30 feet away from me. Alright, well, inertia will do the job from here. Come on, baby. Alright. Our boy really needs to suck it up. Like, so far, I haven't seen any death traps. And the nature of the puzzles so far is... I mean, they're not pushing me to the limit of my reasoning abilities. Alright, we can rule out that part of the area mattering. And now we go this way. Or do we? Okay. Oh, that was slick. Nice shot, Avatar. Failing to see in any way how this is demonstrating me to be a master of magic. The only spell I'm using is... Actually, the light spell is not even active anymore. I'm getting my mage certification off of my ability to hold a lantern while moving around. Wait a minute. Have I just circled back? No. No. That's a different guy who somehow died trying to do this exam. I don't know, dudes. I feel bad for you and your families, but like... Really? Like, this part? You were overcome? Here we go. Ooh. See, now there looks like some lava. You can die when there's lava, and nobody is gonna say anything. There we go. I guess also, these dudes are all nerds. They were probably too nervous to jump on the ice. What if I hurt my elbow? Okay. Is there something that wants to hit me? Oh. Arrow traps. Oh. Section 2, Part 2. Synchronization. Yeah. Get the timing right so that you don't get shot by the arrows. Does it go down so far that it becomes lava at the bottom? Doesn't even appear to. And I'm kind of thinking that the Avatar can tank these arrows anyway. If I even take a hit. Yeah, I've had more trouble in the sewers. Exit. Okay. Section 3. Psychokinesis and terraforming. This sounds like magic stuff. Perhaps not coincidentally, there's a wand right here on the floor. I'm going to put that here for now. If suddenly I feel like I need some kind of spell, I'm not sure what, I'm going to give that a shot. Okay, what do we get? What do we get? We have steps down into the lava. Probably. There's like buttons that I can press with a wand of telekinesis, perhaps. "7 years of study these dudes have to do just to take this exam. And granted, I'm a pretty heroic guy and the most virtuous person who ever lived. But I just showed up. I didn't study at all. In fact, I mean, I probably didn't get the best grade in that intermediate Greek class. I'm sure that some of my classmates got a proper A or an A plus, maybe. But I do know that they were all very upset with me on the day when they said, we were talking about you. We were just wondering, how come we never see you in our other classes?" And I was like, "Well, I'm an English major." And they're like, "Then why are you taking this class? Why would you take intermediate ancient Greek if you weren't being forced to for your degree?" I was like, "I don't know, it's fun." What's this? "Telekinesis is unstable." I mean, yeah, it's fun anyway. Like, in hindsight, that is absolutely true. In hindsight, I think, had I been a little bit more informed, although I did enjoy ancient Greek, I probably would have had an easier time doing Latin, because Latin, as far as the ancient, the classical tongues go, is very, very structured. Okay, I've got telekinesis. So what? Like, I'm supposed to be doing something to move these floors around. So presumably there's something I can manipulate with my telekinesis. A button. Alright, that's the answer. If I bring my light spell back, it doesn't make things any brighter. But there's the button. Yep, okay. Again, fellas, 7 years. The hardest part is just spotting the buttons. Oh, wait. Hit the same button again. If I can get my eyes on it. How close am I to the lava? Perilously close, I'm sure. Yeah. Yikes. No. Cannot see back up to the button. Am I supposed to jump to the next one? Yep. Well, maybe. Let's get out of the lava, Avatar. Never mind. It's okay. We can do this. There were definitely harder platforming challenges in Super Mario Bros. Wonder. And I completed those. I mean, I haven't completed them all. I haven't even done the main, the big... There's always that one capstone course in the modern Marios. Haven't done that yet. Oh, damn it, Avatar. the wizarding part of this section of the exam is not much at all. I mean, the other parts were not wizarding at all. But I can see how the, leaping from narrow platform to narrow platform through the lava is an actual challenge that, could take out a young wizard. Still not sure how it proves anything about their aptitude as wizards. Oops. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, fine. Jeez. It's official. We're safe coming right through it. Not the whole way. But every few jumps now, I'll lock it in. I mean, honestly, I'm repeating myself for like the millionth time. They did not do a bad job with first-person platforming in this game. It's not Metroid Prime. That's the repeating myself part, but it's good. Like the fact that I've got anywhere near the success rate I'm showing with jumps is definitely a feather in the cap of whoever coordinated the jump physics in this game. Because it's not doing the little trick I remember reading, the design trick that they did with the Metroid Prime games, I hesitated. The trick I heard they did with the Metroid Prime games to enable somewhat good platform jumping in a first-person environment was that when you jump, the camera subtly tilts downward just a little bit on your behalf without you having to consciously do it, to give you a little more awareness of the ground environment. Greetings, Stimpinski! I'm taking a wizard exam, which involves so little magic. Pretty good, pretty good. I got what I think is the key, like, getting to the end of the game quest line today, because I finally gave Altara the pieces of the staff. If I could, like, if I had learned enough, I could cast that, but I don't have magic skills at all. Okay. So I'm supposed to be looking along the way, I guess, from what I had to do. This portion of the wizard exam, there we go, it's a button, is called Psychokinesis and Terraforming. Oh, whoops. And so it's all about, there's a wand of telekinesis. Ugh. Oh, that's the ceiling. Okay, there's the button. There, got it. And it lifted me up. Yes, but basically these pillars go up or down based on pushing buttons that you can only push with telekinesis. So it does require magic, which makes it much more appropriate, much more fit to purpose than the preceding two exams. This is exam part number 3. The first two parts were just like, one was figure out that there's a pressure plate on the floor, and one was go find a button. Oof. I mean, it's certainly not easy. Yeah. I find, partially, like, I've spent a lot of time playing platform video games, so that probably helps me out. I find that it could be so much worse than it is. So give them credit for that. Not loving how I'm skipping like a stone on that platform, on that pillar. Maybe I'll aim at a different one. Okay. Because I don't know exactly where I'm supposed to be going, which is another challenge here. Oh! But when in doubt, just get lucky and pick the direction that turns out to lead to a passage. Oh, part 4, spatial reasoning. Again, not a bad skill to have, but what does this have to do with proving that I've studied for 7 years to be a magician? A hostile flesh slug. Oh, that's horrifying. Oh, and I don't have my weapon, but that's fine. Wait. No, hold on. Let's use a weapon. And also, they took away my telekinesis rod. That sucks. Pop. Sorry, wolf spider, is it? Or giant spider? I don't know. Whatever you were dead. Okay. There's something else around here. Ah! That was a little freaky. It's a new type of spider? Is that an all-red spider? No. No, it's just a wolf spider. Although watching it using its own spatial reasoning to track me down was a little freaky. Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for that guy getting killed by a spider. But also, like, you should have read more about the program you were enrolling in. Because they had you study magic for years and then they put you into this test. That really is not taking your magic skills to the limits. Okay. So the spatial reasoning, I suppose, is just figuring out where you can go to advance. And eventually figure out, ooh, that sounds delicious. I really need to make a tea run. Like, I still have some tea left, but my supplies are dwindling, and the variety is just gone. Oh no, oh, it's just a rat, never mind. I was like, oh no, it's a little hamster or something. Damn it. Can I poke it? Yeah. Poke, poke. You're done. Thanks for playing. Here's one bit of spatial reasoning. If you're killing everything you see that moves, then when you still see things moving, you're somewhere new. Also, if you're splattering blood on the walls everywhere you go, you'll recognize when you come back to an area you've been to before. Alright. Well, I'm sorry, buddy, but you are not ready for this. And you are also not ready. Did you think when I told the other one that he wasn't ready that I only meant him? And that you were in fact ready? So my spatial reasoning is telling me to go this way. But why? Here's another guy who died. Hey, what's this? Did this guy write down... Yeah, you know what? They've been here for 63 years since the last time they had anything to do. Oh, it's a magical scroll. We're wizarding. Is this it? Do I just step into this pool? Oh, this skeleton is hostile. Well, I got bad news, Mr. Skeleton. Yeah, this wizarding exam, Cyber Angel, and hello, happy Sunday, by the way, is kind of questionable in terms of like the purpose of the stated purpose of evaluating the skills of young wizards. The writing reads Northwest Tower. Okay, my first thought was maybe. Oh, wait. Ho, ho, ho. Alright. More keys for my key ring. So is it going to turn out? Let's see. I'm in the northwest. Could there be 4 towers? In each corner? 4 keys? And then somewhere 4 doors? Here's one way to find out. Let's just diligently head east. Don't mind me, Flesh Slug, but I'm busy. If you really, really insist. If you trace me down, I will pop you. Oh, go figure. There is another tower. And this tower has a locked door. Could it be? Can it be all so simple? Okay. This door is locked to this key, but it's at the northeast tower. Yep. I think I started at the southwest, so let's head to the southeast and see what happens. Bonk, bonk. Like a fun little puzzle dungeon, sure. I really don't know how we're certifying anybody's wizarding skills through this. Did that thing just drown itself? Also, oh, right, no, it took away my wand of telekinesis from the other puzzle. Ooh, there's an offshoot here as well. Yeah, way more of the challenge is just killing a bunch of things. And then also like athletically leaping from platform to platform across lava. The only part that... Oh, wild. That's also the message that was in a different place. Wait, hold on. Does this change? If I move the lever, does the message change? Yeah. It's like a shop, isn't it? Like if I pull the lever, I can exchange gold. Some leeches. Well, hold on. Just look and see if A cool black rock gem is the current selection. Nope. Okay. We're not shopping. So back to the northeast then. One assumes. Somebody attacking me? I mean, obviously, I heard it. Ouch! Someone behind me too? Oh! Hello, sir. I don't know if you know this, but skeleton enemies are traditionally weak to bludgeoning damage. I'm not even sure if that's the case in this game, but... Whoops. Bonk. But I made it. Do I have the key now? I hope so. Heck yeah. And then... Heck yeah. 63 years that guy's been cowering. Elstead or whatever his name was. What do we have? A pole. I think I'm carrying a pole, but it would really continue the theme of the wizard test being not at all testing wizard skills if I gotta poke through a portcullis and hit a switch with a pole. Okay, so there's some kind of wood paneled wall structure here. Wait, was there an inscription when I came in? Sure was. Effects and constraints. Okay. Sturdy door. Open it up. Free wand. A moonstone. I'll take it. Plate gauntlets. I'll take these. Is there a button I can see through there? I can read an inscription. Exit. It would probably be too simple. Hello, sir. Can I keep summoning skeletons? Wow. It very well might be. Unless they had the foresight to make these skeletons not dispense experience. Let's test it. Not that I have the stamina or the patience for grinding. 2, 3, 4, 2. Two, 3, 4, 9. So yes, it's free, but it's only 7 experience per skeleton. Okay, well, there's that. Here's a switch. If I hit the switch, I don't know. There's another switch. Okay, let's take stock of how many switches there are. It's a bunch. Another sturdy door. But this one's locked. Oh, that one's massive, so I can't bash it. Okay. Well. Does that switch open it? No. What about this switch? No. Okay, that's fine. Anything different in the middle? No. So, does the pull chain work differently with a different configuration of switches? If it does, it won't be those particular ones. Sorry, dude. Didn't mean to wake you. You get back to your eternal rest. Ho ho ho. Okay. Flip that switch. Does it change what the pull chain does? Nope. Wait, am I sure there's not just a button? Feel pretty silly later if the answer did turn out to just be use that hole that you found on the ground to press that switch. Okay, 3 switches. Okay. Wait, did I just see more writing? No. No, that's just the ordinary scuffiness of the stonework. Put that switch up and see. Well, hold on. Anything change about this thing in the middle? Have I looked up? Yeah. Okay. Oh, right. And there's this massive locked door, which seems like it will probably play a part. And then this is where I came in? Okay. This is not going to do it. But I wanted to confirm to myself that what I just said is true. Okay. I think getting through the massive door. Well, I'm going to farm them only. I will in the sense that just gradually I will be killing more and more of them as I keep testing that lever. Door's locked. Okay. So hold on. Up. Hey, Mom, welcome back. No, but I did notice that you weren't speaking in the chat. So in that sense, your absence was felt. Okay. That's true. You could be absolutely just making a fool of me right now. Okay. Rogue pick. Probably this won't work, but I'm gonna scum my way through all my picks. See if I can pull it off. Okay, fine. I guess that would be too easy. There are 3 switches. How do they affect me? I don't know. Up in this area. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, that I'm blank. The Mines of Moria. Like, oh my goodness, certainly a lot of wasted space, and like the amount of time that would go into hollowing all that out. I guess that they needed all the vertical space for all the bats to roost. Okay. Let me start keeping some records of the combinations I've tried. Right now, going left to right. Ooh. I think you're right, Stimpinski. Hold on. Middle one was up. I think you might be right, but hold on. Middle one's still up. Wait, do they affect each other? The middle one's up, this one's down, I put it up. Middle one's up, but yeah, okay, a sound of something happening just happened. And now it's down. I don't know that it's timed, or if it's triggered specifically when I entered the hallway to this one. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, I put this one up, and I go to the middle. Nothing happens. Oh, but it's down. Oh, there's the plate. So wait. So hold on. Is there also a pressure plate here? Yes. So okay, up, up. Okay. Now we have up, up, down. And so, a little ingenuity. Now they're all up? Are they all up? Yes, and does that mean that this door is open? It sure does. Alright. Instead of thinking... I was thinking of the effects... or the pole that I was talking about. Yeah, there are lots of ways to do it, none of which... I mean, I guess telekinesis is magic, but we didn't need magic. Bonk. Ah! Ouch. Ooh, actually. Ah! Where am I now? What is going on? Ah, I've warped back to here. So I can try the jump again. Noted. Failed it again. Level up. I am in bad shape. 5 skill points? Alright. The level ups are getting very rewarding now. I'll heal when I get a chance to rest. Is that empty? No, it's colorless. Probably turns me invisible or something. Okay. I really do not bother with much healing in this, for whatever reason. Except for sleeping at the end of a tough journey. Okay, just gotta get across here without falling and dying. Impossible. I can't do it. No, I was on an angle there. I can recover this. I can make this work. Is it impossible because I pressed this button which created an invisible barrier? Oh, whoops. Killed myself by banging my face on the wall too many times. Okay, hold on. Hold on now. If that's off, can I cross this? See, it feels like the key might be important, right? Well, I don't know if it actually mattered that I hit that button, but I hit it, and I'm here now. Do I have a yellow potion? This might not be a bad time to quaff a yellow potion. I have brown. Wait a minute. Problem solved. A good night's sleep. The greatest healing spell of all. And now. Come back to the bone zone. Does this portcullis just unlock with a key? Sure does. Raise the portcullis. Now is that the exit of the whole thing? Huh, interesting. The reason you believed it is that it feels like something that should be true in this engine. I'm surprised to hear that. Okay. No, it was only the exit of Section 5. I'm into Section 6. Risk avoidance. Not a great skill of mine. So, is it going to be death traps? Is it going to be avoiding monsters? Is the risk stepping on the very obvious distinct tiles? I don't know. Let's get a sense of our surroundings. No. Isn't the most... How can you avoid risk any more than by just not engaging with any of the... anything in the area? Okay. So it kind of seems like we have some heavy-handed trap tiles or something here. I don't know. Let's find out. Not sure. I'm getting real close to the point I gotta stop. And yet I'd love to pass the exam, so I'm gonna give it a shot. Leaping into the middle. Do I find the key here? Man, I don't know about this guy. Why'd you give up now? Oh! It wasn't about giving up. Okay. Well, that's another way to avoid risk. Just be a really big, tough guy in heavy armor. Good enough. I'll just leave the bag and... Ah! Fine. Yeah. You want to mess with me? Too bad. Oh, you know what? Since you came... Hey, pal. Oh, damn you. Ha! There we go. That felt nice. One-shotting a headless. 4 coins. Keep them. Spend them in health, buddy. Is this the long haul of success? Oh, on a brick road now. Choices. Decisions. I'll go left. Huh. Perhaps I would have benefited from looking for... Wait. I was gonna say looking for a message on the wall that told me what this place is called if this is indeed another test. Is it still auto-mapping? Sure is. Well, I was over here, obviously. Now I'm over here. I know that much. Another shop. Bench. Another teleport area. However, might as well, you know, explore the entire area here. Now, probably the actual rules of this exam state, like, you know, no auto-mapping allowed. Oh well. I don't even go here. Back somewhere whence I have been. Oh, another teleporter. I'm somewheres new. Just keep my hand on the left. Left hand on the wall, I mean. Oh, never mind. I'll pass on teleporting for now. Until I've really got the feel for the area. Another teleporter. Great. Lots of options for teleporting around in this teleporter maze. At least this will prove something about my wizarding abilities. Secret door is locked. Bullshit. But okay. I couldn't have put it better myself, Stimpinski. Is the gold teleport tile the good one? Or is it the bad one? I hope it was good. Am I back to the start, but my pal is dead? Does this button summon the faculty members now? No? That's where I came in. Well, say this. I think it's very frustrating to have a send you all the way back to the start teleporter in the teleporter maze. Oh man. Especially when I hadn't saved. Oh. So, do I put arrows down here? Well, those arrows weren't enough. So I got shot again. That's okay. When I walk out that way, it summons no headless. Have I given up my level up? No, I already had it. So I don't get my one-hit kill, but it was pure bragging rights. Okay. Where's the inscription? Part 7. It's just a fucking teleporter maze. Right around here. Perhaps not. Okay, well, nonetheless. Throw down a save. Well, I hope that my example inspired our friend to finally take his exam. This pad will teleport you back to the pre-examination staging area. Who would make it this far in the exam and take that option? Okay. Whatever. Keep my right hand on the wall this time. Nope. Okay, but there's a lesson there. I should have read the writing on the wall. How about this one? Fine. Where are you taking me? Somewhere new. Maybe. The right hand gimmick, probably keeping a hand on the wall gimmick, probably doesn't actually work into teleporter maze anyway. Okay. This part I'm somewhat familiar with. But if I forego the teleporters, it would help me map the rest of the area. I don't understand why you would use gold plating for the I give up failure teleporter. And again, granting that I should have read the message, but like, the color is not communicating. This is for losers who can't finish the... Yeah. I mean, honestly, that actually is closer to evaluating wizard skills than anything else they've thrown at me. And I gotta re-find that secret door. Because I assume... My guess right now is that I am ultimately going to find a key. Oh, the secret door was up here, wasn't it? Okay, so this is just an area to get refreshments from. So then here... Am I supposed to go... this way? Fair chance? Another... wait. Because what if one of the gold ones says, now this one you step on and you pass the exam. Can I even receive a degree from this institution? If I skip the entire 7-year course of study and just ace the exam by winging it? Okay. What on earth? I know that I was in another place once. It wasn't this one, was it? It was. There's the secret door. Is that clearly annotated on the map for me? I believe so. Yeah, okay. A teleporter. Wait, is that writing? Nope. Probably a teleporter here too? Yes. Well, try one of them. Where am I now? Somewhere's new, with a different kind of floor. Aged wood floor. I guess it couldn't be a brand new floor. Well, next time I'm in that area, I'll look for a switch. Unless I just bumble into the answer and it doesn't involve the secret door. Because right now I don't feel... Of course. Okay. Well, before I step into this teleporter, I'm just gonna go back and make sure that I know what the other place that I haven't quite mapped was. I think it was just another step into the teleporter here. Spot. But why not be certain? Classic stuff. Okay, another teleporter. Well, I'll try the northern one. Am I on the other side of the secret door? Yeah, that's a knock I've heard pretty commonly on Ultima's pretty cool set of spells. So in a lot of the games, it's just like, okay, you gave me all these cool spells. What am I supposed to do here with them? Or like, even worse, like Ultima 6 has the Seance spell, and there's a murder mystery where you can find the ghost of the murder victim. But they didn't code the spell to do anything. They made up for that in a big way in the Black Gate, but not cool. Not cool on its own. Just map it out. No, thank you. Okay. I get the idea here. It's a shape. It's a uniquely shaped area filled with teleporters. But, why do I care? Probably because I'm supposed to go into a teleporter and find out where it takes me. I'll try the north one. No, I won't. I'll take that back. I'll try the northwest one. There is no teleporter there. Yeah. It's really like the idea of having lots of non-combat magic is a good idea. You just wish that there's more use for all of it, or at least some of it. Not the secret door, but a teleporter nonetheless. Okay. Secret door is locked. Probably hoping for too much to just click around randomly and hit the button. Okay, how about I think this is the last thing I'll try, and then I'll say picking up in a teleporter maze next time. But first, I did find a scroll fairly recently. Water walk. Cool. The time when I wanted that is past now, but cool, sure. Okay. Just two things before I say it. Yeah, okay. There is one this way. And it takes me back down here. Okay. We'll pick up... We'll keep tugging at this thread next time. let me just... back up into this area. Oh, you know what? Try the one other one in this area. But is that the one other one, or was I supposed to try it? Okay. That's why it's hard for me to make a session shorter. But I am hungry, and I am the one who's responsible to make the food. And I'm still in that sweet spot where I can make the food without being hangry the whole time I'm cooking. So, let me just confirm. Did I also do this one? Was this the one that got me into the cool shaped place? No. I took the north one here. Okay, hold on. Just out of curiosity. Okay. I'll annotate these next time in the cause of solving these puzzles. But okay. Here's a fine spot to stop. I would have loved to have found and completed a new area. But we got a lot done. Alright, so yeah, fun time. Okay, we got the kind of like the what I assume is the core quest to get to the end of the game, which is that Altara has given us the rod and told us that we can use it to zap away at the, destabilize the Guardian's magic. So the other leg of the quest, I think, is just getting so you can go to all the places and then achieving whatever friendships you need in those places to be able to access the places where the Guardian has his magic. Problem. So, we're well on the path. Okay. Talorus. Gone through 5 of the gem faces. I assume there are 8. But that might not be true. But there's a few more worlds at least left to discover. I mean, one that I've already opened the face to. Getting pretty close to the end, I hope, of this magic exam. And onwards and upwards from there. Cool. Hey, this is a fun game. I like this game. And I'm having a good time. And I'm looking forward to Quest for Glory 5 on the other side of it. And we're closing in, bit by bit. Closer every time. Steady progress. I haven't had any just like frustrating sessions where I'm just banging my head against the wall. So that's nice. Nice. Awesome. Cool. So Tuesday, if you're into beat 'em ups, why would you be? There's no obvious connection here. But my buddy Greg will be over here. We're going to take one more crack at Streets of Rage 2 and then on to the X-Men arcade game. After that, we got the Simpsons arcade game. And then it's time to stop and say, okay, we've played all the really notable, famous beat 'em ups through 1993. And we're going to do some preliminary ranking of them. Eventually we'll do a ranked tier list, but that's when we've done every beat 'em up through 1993. The notables, we're just going to sort into 3 tiers. The ones that are in contention for the top spots, the ones that are pretty good, but they're, whatever. And the ones that absolutely suck. There aren't that many absolutely sucky ones when you're deliberately playing the notable ones. I think we'll populate the goon tier a lot more when we're cleaning up and playing all the beat 'em ups by games I've never heard of before, by studios I've never heard of. But I can tell you this, Battletoads and Battle Maniacs, that's in the bad tier. That's the goon tier. Oh, I hate that game. I really hated that game. I did not have a good time playing that game. Yeah. So that's Tuesday. Friday will be the site of Friday Night Frosthaven, our part 3 of our attempt to complete the Automaton Uprising scenario and unlock an unfettered companion, we hope, that Greg can play as one day when he retires the Drifter. And I'm closing in on retiring the Bone Shaper. Rich is closing in on retiring the Banner Spear. And once we're done with this Automaton Uprising scenario, it's time to bring in Michaela, who's going to be our guest player too. She's going to play the Vermling Trapper character. So Greg has got his paint job done on that. That looks very nice. He did the Lurker Deep Wraith, because that's who I'm going to play once I finish the Bone Shaper. And it looks beautiful, and I'm very excited. And yeah, that's all very exciting. And also, if we succeed at this scenario, I've got pretty good intelligence to suggest that we're going to get a puzzle. And I love puzzles, as you know, so I'm looking forward to that. Then, it'll be Saturday, and I've finished with the Chance of Sinar. Big recommend, by the way, if you like absolutely gorgeous looking games, if you like puzzles based around language, if you like indie adventure games or puzzle games generally. Can't recommend the Chance of Sinar enough. It had me thinking in the early going that it was just going to be your standard indie adventure, like extremely vague plot culminating in an ambiguous revelation. But no, it is a real plot with real themes that all pay off very effectively and that are woven through the game mechanics themselves. Really good game. Now that I'm done with that, we're going back to the King's Quest series. It's time to stop wrestling a text parser and start clicking on every object on the screen. We're going to King's Quest V. Absence Makes the Heart Go Yonder. That's an iconic game that I know a lot about and that I played a whole bunch without ever really getting anywhere with as a kid. And I'm really looking forward to actually playing it as an adult. That'll be cool. And then onward through the rest of the King's Quest series, and then I gotta think of my next thing to do. I'm leaning the Dark Sun Shattered Lands, the SSI's last thing that they did with or second last thing they did with the Dungeons & Dragons license. That's what I'm thinking, but we'll see. And then before you know it, it's going to be Sunday again, and we'll be back in that Labyrinth of Worlds. Hopefully, not spending too much time in the teleporter maze before we find out what's left. I got a real strong reason to believe that there will be like a combat arena area. What's my strong reason for believing that? I think I don't even remember what it was, but I think I remember accidentally reading the name of a place, and it sounded kind of combat arena-y. And then also, if we're going to all these different areas and they're all stuck inside, and they got to work around that, it just seems like you go to the Dungeon Master's crutch of a combat arena. I don't know, but I guess we'll find out. And hopefully there's at least one more wacky world like Talorus. But if there isn't, hey, they gave us Talorus, which just again, that line from the historian. I do not know what these things are, but I would have my people experience them again. I don't know. I don't know if there's a better line so far in Ultima. Well, I'm having a great time with this game, and all the more so because you folks are coming along with me. So if you stuck around to the end, thanks for sticking around to the end. If you came and you left, you can't hear my voice, but I'm glad you stopped by anyway. So thanks for stopping by. And until the next time that we're hopping on those teleporter pads together, take care of yourselves and be kind